Hello, this is Jayla Taylor, and thank you for tuning in to CMU MAC News with the best and most reliable news reporters. In the world of compliance and eligibility, it is important to have a clear idea whether something is permissible or impermissible. So to kick things off, let's flip over to Casey Janowicz covering CARA.
Thank you, Jayla. Countable athletically related activities include any required activity with an athletics purpose involving student athletes and at the direction of or supervised by one or more of an institution's coaching staff, including the strength and conditioning coaches, and must be counted within the weekly and daily limitations. So it is important to complete the practice logs on Jump Forward to confirm that the allowed amount of CARA has not been exceeded. It is very easy to want to perfect your athletic techniques alongside of your coaches, but CARA regulates the balance between being a student and a collegiate athlete. Back to you, Jayla.
Thank you, Casey. Next, we're going to pass it over to Sean Roundtree, covering social media and recruiting. Sean?
Hello, Jayla. With the fall semester approaching, we want to be mindful of the importance of your online presence. Today, social media is used as a simple way to promote your team, to connect with recruits, and to provide boosters and fans an inside look at your program. But the comments cannot be made at the direction of your coach or any other institutional staff member. And the comments cannot refer to prospective student athletes' verbal commitments to the institution or their visit to campus. You are able to click, which refers to any action indicating approval of a prospect's social media activity using the mouse. Like, favorite, share, react, retweet, repost. So the next time you're scrolling down your Face Chat, Tweeterbird, or Slowgrams, remember, if you find any future chips, remind them to fire up. Back to you, Jayla.
Uh-oh, I'm excited about this next one. Let's juke it over to Khalil for compliance trivia.
All right, hi, my name is Khalil Pimpleton, and I'm standing here with Troy Brown, Marissa, and Ja'Cory, and this is Compliance Trivia. All right, let's get started. What does CARA stand for?
Oh my God! You guys said car? CARA.
What does CARA stand
That's
for?
an acronym, right?
It's an acronym.
IDK.
That's wrong. You get a shot.
No, that's okay. Just stop me.
All right. It stands for Countable Athletically Related Activities.
Oh.
Yeah, I ain't never heard that either, though. All right, y'all ready? Next question. Question number 2. Can student athletes place bet on professional sporting events as long as it isn't their own sport?
No.
No.
Raise your hand. No.
I think we need a buzzer.
That's right. No is right. No is right. All right. Final question is a true or false? When responding to a prospective student athlete, the only exception to click don't type are emojis.
False. Repeat that?
I'll repeat it. When responding to a prospective student athlete, the only exception to click don't type are emojis.
I gotta say false.
Hashtag click don't type.
False. True.
I don't know. I'm in the middle.
It's false. You wrong, boy. You gotta do better.
False.
Car?
I
Really?
said false.
Like what?
I said false.
All right, now we're kicking it back to the news with Anchor Jayla.
Thanks, Khalil and Sean, and congrats to our first ever CMU MAC Compliance Trivia winner. Enjoy this victory. In other news, let's throw it over to Aaron Howard with some drug testing reminders.
Thanks, Jayla. With the semester near, we want to make a conscious effort to pass issued drug tests. Student athletes picked to take a drug test, whether issued by the university or the NCAA, are chosen randomly. If a student athlete is taking a prescribed medication that may cause failure of a drug test, please refer to the banned drug list at collegejumpforward.com and notify your coach and compliance staff. Failure of a drug test will have major ramifications from required counseling sessions to missing at least 50% of competition. In conclusion, don't do drugs. Thank you for listening. Back to you, Jayla. Cheers.
Thanks, Aaron. Make sure to keep that away from your mouth. Now, for a weather update, let's bounce it over to McKenna. How's it hanging?
Every year around this time, we start to see a trend in the weather forecast. Speaking of trends, let's talk about the academic trends required to remain eligible. In the North region, after 2 full-time semesters, we are expected to pass a total of 24 credit hours with a minimum GPA of 1.8. Remember, student athletes are also required to 1. Pass 6 degree applicable credit hours each semester, with the exception of football, who must pass 9 credits during the fall semester, and 2, are required to pass 18 degree applicable credit hours between the fall and spring semesters. You may want to grab those umbrellas because there's a high chance of an academic dismissal or ineligibility if these institutional and NCAA academic requirements aren't met. Therefore, with the help of some academic honesty, time management, and consistency, we are looking at some beautiful weather approaching in the near future. Back to you, Jayla.
Thanks, McKenna. Let's kick it back over to Khalil with compliance trivia.
We are back with another segment of Compliance Trivia. I'm here with Jimmy Lee, Shannon, and Sydney. Question number 1, true or false? In order to approve student-athlete employment, the student-athlete must be paid the going rate according to their duties and responsibilities.
Good question. Good question.
All right. True. All right, you guys are right. You guys, 1 for 1. Question number 2. It is permissible for all student athletes to participate in outside competition with the exception of which sport?
I would say football, yeah.
You got basketball.
Jimmy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He talking Jimmy.
Yeah.
All right, question number 3. What is considered an extra benefit for a student athlete?
For example, I walk into a store and I want these pair of shoes that are not team issued, and I'm like, oh my God, can I get a discount because I'm on the soccer team? And if they give it to me with the discount, then that's an extra benefit. Am I correct, sir?
Yeah. Yeah, basically, yeah. All right. Back to Jayla, back to Anchor Jayla for the news.
We're going to shoot over to Michaela Kelly, covering the sports wagering guidelines as a student athlete.
Hey, thanks, Jayla. Sports wagering includes placing, accepting, or soliciting a wager on a staff member's or student athlete's own behalf or on the behalf of others, of any type with individual or organization in any intercollegiate, amateur, or professional team or contest. Examples of sports wagering include, but are not limited to, the use of a bookmarker or a parlay card, internet sports wagering, auctions in which bids are placed on teams, individuals, or contests, and pools or fantasy leagues in which entry fee is required and there is an opportunity to win a prize. Sports wagering is impermissible for student athletes. Wait, I think we got something though. While I'm shooting, I seen them guys back there a long time ago. Come on, let's go bust them. Hey! Oh, they left.
Oh, shoot. This just in. We have a fugitive that has finally been captured after an extensive history of academic misconduct. Tyler, live at the scene in front of Pierce Hall. How's everything on your end, Tyler?
Thanks, Jayla. Tyler here. After a long and strenuous chase, officers have finally detained Gabby. Sources have said that the suspect has a long rap sheet of convictions, from falsifying weekly study table hours to paying other students to complete coursework for her. It was only a matter of time. As we all know, examples of academic misconduct are cheating, plagiarizing, falsifying class attendance, paying others to do your assignments, or coaches, faculty, staff changing grades. The consequences include public humiliation, probation, NCAA eligibility issues, failed courses, suspension, and institutional dismissal. Oh my goodness! Oh, there they are now! Oh, wow! As you can see, Gabby's coming out. I mean, it's just torture. Look, I mean, oh, wow. Gabby, anything for us? Gabby. What a tough situation. What a tough day for Gabby. The message to all the student athletes out there is cheating worth the risk. Reporting live from the scene for CMU Compliance, Tyler Marilat. Back to you, Jayla.
Well, thanks, Tyler. let's punt it back to Khalil for our last trivia segment of the day.
All right, we're back with our final segment of compliance trivia. I'm here with Aisha, Aaliyah, and Nadia. Question number 1, true or false? CMU's facility may not be used for private lessons taught by the student athletes.
True.
It's true. They got it right. 1 for 1. Question number 2, after 6 full-time semesters, a student athlete should have completed blank % of their degree. A, 40%, B, 60%, C, 80%, or D, 100%.
40%.
That was wrong. That was wrong. It's 60%. Question number 3. True or false? A current student athlete can post a picture with a prospective student athlete if the PSA has verbally committed.
True. True.
It's false. It's false. And that's the end of our compliance trivia.
Boosters are permitted to employ student athletes under certain circumstances with prior approval from the CMU Department of Athletics. Both the student athlete and the employer must sign a written statement prior to beginning any employment during the academic year. Student athletes may be compensated only for work actually performed at a rate commensurate with the going rate in the area for similar services. Providing an occasional home meal to a current student athlete or entire team, the meal must take place at your home. It may not take place in a restaurant, however, the meal may be catered. Requests for these types of occasional meals must receive prior approval from the compliance office. Provide free or reduced rate housing for a student athlete or his or her family, even on weekend visits. Additionally, student athletes are specifically not allowed to house sit for boosters. Provide financial assistance of any kind, regardless of whether the student athlete has exhausted his or her eligibility. Back to you, Jayla.
Wow, what an eventful day we've had today, huh, folks? Well, I hope you enjoyed this compliance presentation, and thank you for watching CMU Mac News. Good night. Let's juke.
Wait, does she say it to me right now?
You can start jumping.
Be mindful of all the. Okay, hold on. I'm moving my hands way too much.
With the All right, sorry.
I'm waiting on your cue.
It's Jayla. Tyler here. After a long and strenuous chase, officers have finally detained Gabby.
We got to end the script. That was questions, question trivia, compliance trivia. It's false. It's false. Y'all suck. Did nobody?
You want me to look at the camera?
Yeah, you can do that. You ready?
Okay.
Yeah. Who the next group? What?
Car.
He tripping.
Media, please. No media. No media, please. Get.
Look, I mean, oh, wow. Gabby, anything for us? Gabby.
Yep.